Good morning, children. Now, today we are going to take choice of channels of distribution, and this is a part of marketing mix and under place mix, right? So, while choosing the channels of distribution, here we have to keep some factors in our mind because you cannot choose every or whatever you feel like. You cannot choose all the channels. You cannot choose any channel. You have to keep some points in your mind, and then you have to choose the channel of distribution. The first point which you have to keep in mind is the product related factors, like which type of product it is, the nature of the product it is. This has to be kept in mind while selecting the distribution channel. Various product related factors are as follows: unit value. When the product to be distributed is costly, shorter channels should be used, like gold jewelry, like cars, industrial machines. They cannot be sold to every retailers. They cannot be sold because they have a high value, and you don't want to increase much value of that product by increasing the number of retailers. So these luxurious items or the products which have high value should be you should use the shorter channels of distribution, right? Then perishability. If the product is perishable, like fruits and vegetables, shorter channels are preferred because long chain will decay the product, right? Bulk and weight. Bulk and heavy products need to be distributed through shorter channels so as to minimize the cost of transportation. Then standardization. Standardized product can easily be sold through intermediaries. On the other hand, customized or tailor-made products require direct marketing because close interaction between the buyers and the sellers is required. If there is any standardized products, they can be sold by any intermediary. But if there is any product which is particularly made by some people, for a group of people, then those products are only sold by a technical people. They can tell you how they are supposed to use the product, what all features are there. So the customized or tailor-made products are should use a direct marketing. Complexity of the product. Technically complex products require expert advice, like machines and equipments and photocopiers, and demonstration at the point of sale is required. So shorter channels are appropriate for them. Then comes market related factors. The following factors relating to the market are particularly significant in the choice of the channel of distribution. What all things you have to keep in mind related to market? First is nature of the market. In a consumer market, longer channels are used, whereas in industrial market, shorter channels are preferred. When you have a consumer product, they can be sold with a number of channels, with the number of intermediaries. But when it is a suppose it's an industrial product, then shorter channels are preferred, right? Then size of the market. When the market consists of few customers, direct channel can be used, but indirect channels are required when the market consists of large number of customers, right? Then geographical situations. If the buyers are concentrated in a limited area, direct selling can be used, but widely scattered customers require a middlemen, require intermediaries, right? So it is also seen that if the group of people are only confined to some area, then direct selling can be used. But if the customers are scattered, then wider uh, wider this distribution can be used. Size and frequency of orders. If the goods are purchased frequently and the quantity purchased every time is large, shorter channel can be used. But when the quantity purchased is small and purchases are made frequently, middlemen have to be employed, right? Then company related factors. The characteristics of a company which influence the choice of distribution of channels are given below. Financial strength. A company having large amount of funds can create its own channel of distribution, but financially well companies will have to depend on upon middlemen also. Then desire for control. Company which wants a tight control over distribution prefers direct selling. But if they don't want to have a direct control, or they don't want to have a much control on selling, then they can use the different indirect channels of distribution. Volume of output. A firm having large output and wide product mix may find direct selling preferable. Then a market standing and managerial competence of the company also influence the choice of channels. Middlemen related factors. Now, middlemen related factors are: the cost and efficiency of distribution depends largely upon the large nature and type of middlemen, as reflected in the following conditions. Availability. When desired type of middlemen are not available, then what manufacturer will do? Manufacturer may have to establish his own distribution network, because he is deprived of middlemen. Then he has to own his own distribution network. Then attitudes. Middlemen who do not like firm's marketing policy may refuse to handle its product. Right? Sometimes middlemen do not like the firm's marketing policy, so they will refuse. They will refuse that they will not sell their product. For instance, some wholesalers and retailers demand sole selling rights on the guarantee against fall in prices. Then comes services. Use of those middlemen is profitable who provide financing, storage, promotion, and after sales services. These services are provided by middlemen to the producers. So producers will find out these type of middlemen who can give them facility of financing, storage, promotions of their product, then after sales services. Sale potentials. A manufacturer generally prefers a dealer who offer the great potential volume of sale, who will give you more sale. You will prefer those middlemen only. Cost. Choice of a channel should be made after comparing the cost of distribution through alternative channels. One must keep in they must analyze different channels of distribution, and from where they are getting the least cost, they are incurring least cost, those channels of distribution should be applied or used. Then customs and competitions. The channels traditionally used for a product are likely to influence the choice. For instance, locks are sold usually through hardware stores, and the distribution through general stores may not be preferred. So channels used by competitors are also very, very important. Legal constraints. Government regulations regarding certain products may influence channel decisions. For instance, liquor, drugs can be distributed only through licensed shops. So these all things should be kept in mind while deciding the channel of distribution. Then comes physical distribution. Physical distribution means a series of interrelated activities involved in the movement, storage, control, etc. of materials and finished goods, so that they are available at the right time and at the right place. These are interrelated activities which involve the storage of the product, the movement of the product, then controlling how much you are going to supply the materials, the finished goods, so that they are made available at right time and right place to the people required. The physical distribution is also known as supply chain management and marketing logistics. Its main elements are as follows: warehouses, transportation, inventory control, and order processing. Warehouses, the goods are produced in factories on a continuing basis, and these are not sold immediately after production. If it is therefore necessary to store finished goods until they are sold, so the company takes a certain important decisions concerning the storage. First is, should the company establish its own warehouses and keep them in their own warehouses, or they should keep them in a rented warehouses. Second is, a company should maintain few warehouses or many more warehouses means a speedy delivery and better customer services, but it also means higher cost. Then where should the warehouses be located? Location of warehouses for storage of goods meant for sale will depend on nature of the product. In case the product is to be sold to the household items like tea, toothpaste and all, the widest possible distribution is desirable. Therefore, several regional warehouses or company depot may be necessary. A warehouses should be located in such a way that it ensures regular supply of goods to consumers at minimum possible cost. The other factors which should be considered in deciding the location of warehouses are number of markets to be served, location of products, production centers, quality, availability and cost of transportation, quantity to be stored and transported. Now, inventory control. Inventory control means the stock of raw materials, semi-finished goods and finished goods held in anticipation of the use or sale. Goods meant for sale are received from the factory suppliers at a periodical interval of time and added in the stock. From this stock, sales are made from time to time. The main decisions involved in inventory control are as follows. Determines the items to be stocked, decide when and how much to be stocked and replenished, keep suitable stock records, weed out obsolete items from stock. Order processing. The manner in which customer orders are processed determines the level of customer services. What is the processing cycle? Receipt of order by the sale person, transmission of order by the sale person, entry of the order in the company's order, checking credit standing of the customers, procuring goods from inventory and packing them, shipping and invoice, receive payments and all. And lastly, in your book it is given transportation. Transportation refers to the physical movement of goods from one place to another, and it is very very important what way you are going to use, waterway, airway, or through trains or through trucks, whatever is cheaper to you and is suitable for your product, those transportation you are going to use. So in this video we'll be doing till here. Promotion mix we'll do in next video, child.